Hey guys, it's Kelsey
and Dan
at Mellowstate. We are about to go live on Whatnot. It is going to be a live question and answer, but it's going to be a charity-based stream. In today's live stream, we are raising money for Operation Christmas Child. At the end of the night, I am going to match all donations made up to $2,000, but I figured this would be a really good live stream to film and record for you guys because I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of new sellers in the chat asking really good questions. So if you want to hear some good tips and tricks for reselling, stick around. Also, leave your guesses in the chat about how much money we're going to raise in tonight's live stream. Okay, good. I'm glad you can hear us. Hi guys.
We don't want them too close to the...
We have a candle going and flowers hanging over the candle. Okay, so Dan, hi. Dan is we'll be reading questions off my phone and laptop. If any of you guys don't know, this is a charity-based live stream. So I'm gonna be answering reseller questions. So it's gonna be super informative for you, but we're also accepting tips, and all tips I will match at the end of the night up to $2,000. And yeah, we're just gonna be answering reseller questions probably for like an hour and a half. If you cannot watch the entire live, oh, thanks, Dad. If you cannot watch the entire live, I am gonna have it recorded on my YouTube channel if you wanna hear all the different questions people ask. So feel free to ask any reseller questions. Otherwise, we're just gonna like kind of hang out for a little bit tonight. Aaron and Dad are in the chat. I don't know why I'm trying to read off that screen. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun night. You don't have to do that, I don't think.
It doesn't have a...
I know, we moved our couch. If you guys are familiar with our background, we moved our couch.
Yeah, normally it looks at the
over.
TV.
Thank you for your tips. I'm matching all tips for this show. At the end of the night, it's going to I don't even know if I said that. It's going to Operation Christmas Child. Cooper's right here. You can kind of see his butt. Let me mod Aaron. Actually, I don't know if I can because I'm on Dan's account. Can you mod Aaron? Hi guys, feel free to answer or ask any questions that you have about selling on Whatnot, selling on Poshmark, selling on eBay. Any questions, we'll be answering them tonight. Yep, Cooper's here. And happy Saturday. It's Saturday, which is crazy. Is it snowing there? No, it's definitely not snowing there. I need you to, or unless I'm gonna use my phone. It's not snowing there. Where are you watching from? Is it snowing there? That's unfortunate. Hi, Bizarra. Thank you so much. I'll let Dan answer the one about you can't see you in the
what question?
About Cooper.
Oh, Cooper's a golden
this is just a TV.
I wasn't zoomed.
Cooper's a golden retriever. He's an English cream golden retriever. He's so lazy. Hi guys. Hi Val. How are you?
He's an English cream golden retriever, so he's a little white. So kind
Thanks,
of
Aaron.
like a Great Pyrenees. He's kind of big for one, so he gets what do you call that?
Hi East Ender, how are you? Aaron asked the first question. Well, second question, I guess. Third question, technically. Yeah, you guys can ask any questions you want about reselling. It does not have to be correlated to Whatnot. So. Do you want to read the questions and we'll go off
first, do you want to go by Aaron's question first?
Yeah, we can go by Aaron's.
So why did you decide to start selling on Whatnot?
Honestly, I don't even know. Thank you for the tip. Who sent that? Thank you so much, Redeemed, for the tip. I don't know why I started selling on Whatnot. I think I was part of a TikTok reselling community and it became really popular in that community. And I figured like any other reselling platform, well, I might as well give it a try. I don't think I had any game plan going into it. I don't think I ever expected it to blow up as much as I can. I remember the first night I had a really successful show. I used to sell out of my parents' childhood bedroom, like my childhood bedroom. I had a rack in my bedroom and everything. And I remember the first night I did a $700 show, and it was probably like my third I think it was my third show, and I literally ran into my parents' bedroom out of excitement that I sold all my stuff, and it was such a good show. But I think I started selling on Whatnot because I just saw it as another opportunity to grow in my reselling business. Thank you for the tip, Redeem. Thank you for the tip, East Ender. We're matching all tips tonight.
So TLRS, small ball. We'll get to your question in a little bit. But Southern. So how long did it take you to get a decent sized following? We'll just go there.
How long did it, kind of same thing with the TikTok community I was in. So I started posting videos about Whatnot immediately. I was making videos almost every single, actually I was consistent posting videos on TikTok every single day to try and get a following. I think that really helped. I think people who use social media to get people to come on to your Whatnot shows is huge. It did not, well, okay, a huge following or a good following is kind of objective. Some people will look at me and say I have a very small following, and it's just comparison is horrible. But to get the following I have today, I feel like I've recently, I would say in like past year, it's really gotten larger than I ever imagined. But when I first started, I would say it took me a few weeks to have consistent people showing up in my shows. Now, I had like, I would say 20, 30 people I was super excited about. Was I selling things for more than my starting price? Not necessarily. You have to keep in mind, you guys, I started 3 years ago at this point. So my memory is a little bit foggy to all the different thoughts I had when I first started, but it didn't take, I don't think it took that long because I don't think I ever had the feeling of, I want to quit trying to do this. I'd like to think I'm not a person.
Kelsey started very small, putting things on Whatnot that she had very little money into.
Yeah.
And I think that's what kept her going was the dollar here, dollar there that she would make. I think.
Yeah, because I was used to buy it now platforms where I was trying to maximize the profit. And with Whatnot, doing an hour show and making even $100, I looked at that and I was like, wow, that's amazing. And it's only grown from there.
So I just used your code today for Nifty, and I already like it better than better than Nifty?
You use my code for Nifty and you like it better than Nifty. I think you have a mistake in that that comment, Karen.
Carrie, which one do you mean by that?
Well, ask your question again and we'll come back to it. Don't forget, you guys, this is a tip-based charity show. Be sure to send tips if you can, if you're able to, and I will match all tips at the end of the night up to $2,000 for Operation Christmas Child. Did we miss somebody up top?
No, I don't think so. Well,
yes.
We answered that.
Oh, you can ask questions about Nifty, sorry.
That was the one we were going to get there. Do you have any opinion on any of the recent changes on Poshmark?
So Allison said, yeah, do I have any opinions about Poshmark's changes? I'm guessing you're talking about shipping, and the newest change I've seen, I have not dealt with this yet, is the picture size change that they just threw out onto all of us. As far as shipping, I honestly think it's great. Does it stink missing out on the free priority packages that we once had as sellers? Yes, but they also have the free Ground Advantage supplies for us now. It's slower shipping for the buyers, which is unfortunate, but overall, really doesn't affect me that much. Shipping supplies, as a reseller, I'm very used to buying shipping supplies, so you can get them cheap enough. It doesn't really affect me that much. Thank you, Violet, for the tip. Thank you for Two Treasures for the tip. Thrifting for you. Thank you so much for the tip. I'm curious of what you guys think about the Poshmark changes, though. As far as the photo size change, I think it's crazy that the response from customer service is, oh, just re-upload all your cover photos again. For somebody who for me, I have almost 1,000 listings right now. I'm not going to be doing that. I'll just deal with it, essentially.
So I have a yellow circle on my listings on Nifty, and when I looked it up, it says that you're supposed to verify the listing.
Yeah, I think I've had 1 or 2 listings I've needed to verify before, and honestly, I still don't know what that means because I've only dealt with it once, and I verify it and nothing's happened. I can actually, do you want to look into that so we can answer it for them? what that actually means.
Do you want to go to what's the best practices on shipping, on streamlining the process?
What's the best practice on shipping and on streamlining the shipping process? It depends on what platform you're selling on. That's a really good question. Being able to streamline your shipping process is so important. I get a lot of people, when I used to do like my ship with me videos, people would be shocked at how fast I could ship out. And to me, it just comes second nature. If you're speaking about whatnot, it's really dependent on the type of sales you're having, what you're selling, what materials you want to use for shipping. If you're talking about other platforms, I recommend having a good SKU system. That is so important. Having a SKU system, an inventory system that you understand and can quickly pull from. And once you have your inventory pulled after you ship something, well, let's backtrack. Do shipping in bulk. I have people telling me right when they get a sale, they'll stop what they're doing to ship that item. I don't think that's really necessary. I think it actually slows down a lot of your processes. So save shipping for the morning or at the end of the evening, whenever you have time, do everything at once. That will save you time. 2, have a good inventory system. So when you go to pull your orders, you know exactly where they are. It takes you a second to pull them. 3, have all your shipping supplies in one place. Make sure your labels are labeled correctly while you're shipping so that you're not mixing things up. I print all my shipping labels at once and I write, the SKU number is printed out on the labels for eBay. Same with Poshmark and Mercari, I just write the SKU number on the back. And it takes a second because it's just like a little puzzle. You're basically matching the SKU number to the shipping label. Good questions.
It just cleared out.
Keep asking. If we didn't answer your questions, just keep asking them again. And if you send a tip, we'll prioritize answering your questions.
So the one with the verification, I'm not totally sure. I was trying to look that up in Nifty. It kind of looks like it's meant for making sure that it can auto delist, so it's pointing to the right listing.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
So I'm not sure if it's something that desyncs with Nifty.
Making sure it's still even a listing maybe for verifying on Nifty.
But we're not totally sure there.
I like it better than Vendu. Okay, Karen, that's what I thought you meant. You switched from Vendu to Nifty and you like it better than Vendu. Yes, I switched to Nifty. I used to use Vendu years and years ago, and I definitely think Nifty is way above Vendu.
Yeah, when do $1 starts make sense while growing? Do you feel that they will help?
Okay, North End said, I just want to make sure the YouTube video can hear it. North End said, when do $1 starts make sense while growing? Do you feel they will help with growth? Thank you so much for the tip. We'll get to you. $1 starts for growing. I need to see that question. It is completely dependent on what you feel is worth as an investment. That's the first thing you need to look at, I think, because some people have stores where they can get inventory for really, really cheap. If you are able to get low cost inventory and you're willing to, like, let's say you're new to Whatnot and you're like, I can invest $100 into this to try to grow a following. That's up to you. I started I think my start prices were $3. So I knew that if it sold for $3, I wouldn't lose money, but I wouldn't make money. And then I went into $1 once I had like a little teeny bit of a following. And even now I do $5 starts on most of my items because I feel like it's a good middle ground. $1 starts are hard. I don't think anybody trying to grow a platform needs to start at $1. That is tough. Whatnot is a lot of work, and to give away items, even if you're trying to invest in yourself, $1 are tough. Don't let people tell you need to do them. If you're willing to do them, sure, why not? But just know there's a really high chance that your items will sell for $1 and you could potentially lose money on them. But if you do say, I'm willing, okay, Cooper, what are you doing? He's trying to dig through the ground. If you're willing to start your items at $1 based on your financial situation, He's so distracting.
Fun.
I just know, I do think having $1 starts, if you have fun shows, if you have good items, if you're starting at $1, I do think that can seriously help you grow a platform. But it's all about personality, it's all about items, it's all about your shipping costs. Cooper, you're distracting. Yes, but it's distracting me. Hopefully that answered your question.
So Val said they took away bulk share.
Oh yeah, I think Poshmark did take away bulk share. It doesn't affect me, and it doesn't affect a lot of people who sell on Poshmark, I think, because a lot of people are using a automation tool. Apparently Poshmark also has stopped using sharing as a search engine thing, apparently. So I think they took that away, saying and we're like, well, it doesn't matter if you share your items because we're not using that to push your items anymore. I have no data on that. I have no clue if that's true. I would recommend, if you haven't invested in Nifty, the automation tool, I would highly recommend just getting that because that shares your Poshmark closet for you in bulk. Thank you, Leanne, so much for the tip. I appreciate it. You sent $5, we'll send $10 total. TLR Mama, thank you for the $5. We'll send $10 total. S. Jackson, thanks for $10 tip. We are going to send $20 total. And who else? Another $5 from TLR Mama. Mavis Davis, thank you for the $10 tip. We're going to send $20 total to Operation Christmas Child with that tip. Pink Mari, thank you so much for the $5. And Heather, thank you so much for the $5 tip. And River Owl, thank you so much for the $5 tip. Keep in mind, you guys, all tips made, I will be matching at the end of the night to send to Operation Christmas Child, which is super exciting. So thank you so much for supporting this. Feel free to ask your reseller questions in the chat. Is Nifty compatible with Facebook Marketplace? No, it is not. Nifty supports Poshmark, Mercari, eBay, Depop, and Etsy. 5 different platforms they support. Facebook Marketplace and whatnot is not supported by Nifty. Good question. Yeah, the other change to Poshmark. So Poshmark's done a lot of changes recently. I've heard about the photo size have changed. They went from box to rectangle or to rectangles. I almost said triangles. They've changed shipping and they've changed how they share and removing the bulk sharing thing. Oh, did my dad say something? My dad said, how do you determine regular auction versus sudden death? How do you decide between that? I know why he asked this because we have this conversation all the time. It is so hard to know whether you should be doing regular auction or sudden death on whatnot. Sometimes you can get, sometimes you can get more money doing sudden death, and sometimes you can get more money doing regular auction. Sometimes I go into a show where I'm like, this show, I'm just gonna go through it fast. We're gonna fly through 100 items and I'm gonna do sudden death. And I realize very quickly that may not be the best option, so then I'll change to regular auction. I think it's really about reading your crowd that's watching while you are live. Never put too much expectations on a show because I feel like they'll usually be shattered, honestly. I mean, it's the truth. Same with if I'm like, oh, this is gonna, I've invested a lot of money into this show and these items, I'm gonna do a regular auction. And sometimes I'm running a regular auction and items just aren't even being bid on. And then I'll change it to sudden death and all of a sudden people are swiping left and right to get the items. Literally my show, I think it was Thursday, my first 4 items didn't sell at regular auction. And I was like, okay, well, if this is how the show is gonna go, we're gonna move to sudden death. So at least my time isn't being super invested into this show if I'm gonna get the minimal amount of money for these items. So I moved to sudden death and all of a sudden people started bidding. So it's so hard to know when to do sudden death or regular auction. And I really think it comes down to reading the room and understanding what your customers want. That's a really good question. Thank you, Allison, for the $5 tip. We're gonna send $10 to OCC. The Deals Vault for the $1 tip, we'll send $2 to OCC. And Carolyn, hi friend, we'll send $40 total to OCC. Oh, I know who you are, Carolyn, no worries. Thank you so much. Can I have the water? Do you mind passing that to me? These are really good questions. Hopefully this is helpful. Again, if you can't stay the whole live, I'm gonna upload this entire live to my YouTube video, my YouTube page at the Mellowstate.
Oh, we got cleared again.
And if I'm missing your question, ask it again. It's not on purpose, I promise. Yeah. Thank you, Kay.
Yeah, that's a shame that it's getting rid of questions.
Yeah, it's erasing your question. So feel free to literally spam the chat until we answer you slowly. But wait, go back up. Do you think selling one new product that I have a lot of is something that would sell and whatnot? It's a pet product. Thank you. Yeah, I'm a firm believer that anything can sell. Will it sell for crazy money? It's hard because sitting in front of a camera like I'm doing now, you see it all the time on Whatnot. People will hold up an item and just say, I've seen it done with like knife sets before. And they're like, this retails for X amount of money, sudden death, go. And then it sells, sudden death, go. And they'll just literally sit there holding up the product like this and keep running the item until it's sold out. I've done that with, what have I done that for? I've had shows like that where we do, it's kind of like rapid fire, like this. I've had a Spanx show where I've sold very similar products at sudden death quickly. One product can be tough, but it's definitely doable. I mean, try it out. There's no harm in trying it out. Oh, that's a good, Plants and Gifts asks, what do you prefer, sourcing, thrifting, retail arbitrage, or pallet? I'm gonna rank them. First, well, what do I prefer for sourcing? Thrifting is first. Oh, I would say thrifting is first, retail arbitrage second, and pallets as my third choice in that order. That's a good question.
Sourcing is fun and Whatnot.
Well, sourcing is fun anywhere, to me.
But that's another option for sourcing.
Yeah, Whatnot.
Yeah. There's this one. Some of them are not.
Somebody said, most of my items cost between $5 to $7. Is it okay to start at $7 or $8? You guys, Whatnot is the most customizable platform you could possibly sell on. If you wanted to start your items at $20 an item, you can. You can do whatever you want. Does that mean you're gonna be selling every single item you list at $20 every show? Probably not, just because it's a higher cost of goods for people. But if you really wanted to have a clientele who is willing to pay up for quality items, you can start your prices at whatever you want. I was told over and over and over again when I first started selling on Whatnot, you're not gonna be successful unless you have this really pretty background behind you. You're not gonna be successful unless you're giving away really high value giveaways. You're not gonna be successful unless you start your items at $1 and do this many sudden death auctions and this many regular auctions. I was told and allowed people to tell me how to run my Whatnot shows because they found success doing it one way. That is absolutely bonkers. Do not let people tell you how to run your Whatnot shows. Of course, I'm sitting here giving you tips and tricks, but I don't think you should be taking my advice and saying, well, Kelsey said that, and that's the only way I can succeed. I'm giving you what worked for me, and it may work for you, but it's always something to kind of test out the waters on yourself with your own store, with your own items. Don't try one thing and then give up if it doesn't work. There's so many different ways to do Whatnot as far as giveaways, as far as times, as far as items, as far as categories you're selling in, as far as shipping. So many different things to do. You can literally do anything you want on Whatnot. Thank you for the tip, Shop with Tracy. We're gonna send $10 together to OCC. And Karen, thank you so much for the tip. We'll send $10 to OCC with that tip. Thank you so much. Okay, where do we leave off? Would I ever solely sell on Whatnot? Do you see other platforms dying off? To answer the second part of that question, do I see other platforms dying off? No, never, impossible. I can't see it happening. Do I ever think I'll ever only sell on Whatnot? So before I met Dan, right before I met Dan, I was starting to look into buying a house, an apartment somewhere. I was looking to move out of my parents' house, And through this thought process of looking to change where I was working out of my part-time reselling business, because a lot of you guys know I was working out of my parents' basement. I thought to myself, like, how could I keep doing this? I'm not going to be able to afford a 2-bedroom apartment by myself. Like, there's just no way. So at the time, I had the game plan of if I found an apartment or a house or whatever, and I didn't have room to run buy it now platforms and store inventory long-term, that I would do Whatnot. I would go to the bins or go thrifting one day in the morning. I would get home at night. I would sell it all off. I would do it again the next day. And I would just continuously be flipping stuff. That was my game plan. And then literally a few weeks after, I met Dan and we got married within the year. So, do I ever think I'll sell solely on Whatnot now? Probably not. But I never want to like shut a door that I've never even tried. I have no clue what the future holds, so who knows, but maybe not. It's always Whatnot you can make significant income on, so maybe. Northern N said, I don't know much about international shipping on Whatnot. Do you recommend that? Yeah, I recommend it. It's super easy. I don't even know if you have to sign up for it or if it's just like an automatic thing. I'm sure there's a setting somewhere you have to turn on. But during my show, I don't even know when I have international buyers until I go to print the label, and you print the label like any other label and you put it on the package and send it on its way. It's super easy. I also recommend international shipping on eBay. Very easy as well. Do I think giveaways on Whatnot help build a following? Yeah, definitely. I mean, you're giving away stuff for free. I think anytime you're giving away things for free to people, it helps build a following. I will say there's very few people. Yeah, that's a better way to put it. It helps with retention. The following comes with being genuine on camera, having good products, being an exciting character, person, seller to watch on Whatnot. Do I think it gets people in your show? Yes. It's a tax deduction, so I mean, you can't really go wrong, but I don't think giveaways for stickers and face masks, and when people say, oh, we have a free giveaway, it's going to be a surprise for you. I don't enter any giveaways that aren't like actually valuable. So I'm not going to press follow this seller to enter giveaway unless I actually see they're like a seller I want to follow. So yeah, I think giveaways help with retention more than anything. And from them staying in your show a little bit longer, maybe that watcher can turn into a follower. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Did we miss this one?
Thoughts on trying to get rid of hundreds of high quality items quickly without selling on live. Facebook Marketplace, you can literally market it to resellers. That's like the easiest way. You can take it to a buy, sell, trade store. Otherwise, you just have to sell it on Poshmark, eBay. You can do lots of stuff on like Mercari, eBay, Poshmark. But otherwise, buy, sell, trade is probably, if you want to do a Facebook Marketplace sale in bulk, that's great. But people have lots of questions. It's kind of annoying to deal with. Buy, sell, trade store is probably your easiest option, but you're getting a super low dollar for each of your items. Do I ever offer free shipping on eBay or Poshmark? Never, and I never plan to. If I were to start Whatnot today, what are 3 learnings you would implement right away as a beginner to help you get momentum in selling? Ooh, that's a really good.
Skip my question.
That's a really good question. Oh, we'll go back to your question.
The tool's Tuesday is the 18th, is what you said.
The tool, yeah, go bookmark. If you're interested in NotBot, the automatic printer label tool, we have a show. We'll be doing a live basically like this, but I'll be selling stuff to show you how the tool works. Mm-hmm. That's going to be the 18th. Dan will be there and he'll answer all your questions about the tool. Anyway, back to the other one. What are 3 learnings you would implement right away as a beginner on Whatnot? 1, I think That's really hard. There are so many things I do now that I didn't do before. I also felt like I did a lot of things right in some ways. Like, I always recommend consistency. I recommend, if you can post about your shows on social media, to do that. Like, have a show every day of the week at the same time so people can show up and expect you to be live. Preloading, I always recommend preloading as a small time seller. Starting your items off where you're not losing money, or maybe just making zero profit. I don't know. Have quality items. Be truthful. That's like the biggest thing I can say, is don't lie about the quality of your products to gain an audience or to gain a sale. What else?
I think a lot of people that we talk to just get on and do it.
Yeah.
It's a big learning curve. It's a hurdle to get over, being live and being in auction, being in front of people. So I know it's easy to say that, but that's like the burden of entry.
I think putting more time into titles and cover photos, I don't think I did. I remember doing when I first started, I remember putting a lot of time into cover photos. Titles are important. That's a really hard question. I feel like I was, even at the start, I feel like I was always trying to do as much as I could to get as many people into my show that I could. So the most recent thing I've changed and implemented is shipping, is giving my buyers the best deal on shipping that they possibly could get, even if it sometimes means that I lose $3 here and there. But that took me 2 years to even play around with, because I was just so oblivious to the fact that that was an option. So shipping is definitely something to work on if you're established on whatnot. Retail arbitrage means you go to stores, like retail stores, and you buy items to sell online for a profit.
It's like reordering them for me. I've been struggling to figure.
The one type of question I'm not going to answer in this live is anything to do with taxes and reporting income and reporting profits. Sorry, the foraged fine. It's nothing against you. I highly recommend speaking to a professional. Don't ever go to any reseller online for advice. Speak to a professional who can be held accountable if anything happens with your taxes. But it's worth it. It's also a write-off, so. How do I decide what you put on eBay, Poshmark versus whatnot? I actually have an entire YouTube video going over this, so I'm just going to direct you to that page. It's like 10 minutes long, and I give detailed reasons to where I put different things and why. It's a short one. It's very informative. Go watch that. My YouTube is pinned in the show notes. Karen asked, do I buy based on style, trend, brand, price, or a mix of it all? It's a mix of it all. I always have said this since I started posting on social media. You should be buying items to sell online for a profit with at least a minimum of 3 different selling points. What I consider selling points is style, brand, size, material, season, cost of good, sell-through rate. All those things play into if I'm going to pick up an item or if I'm going to leave it behind. So a mix of it all is great. And if a item I find has really good style, trend, brand, price, everything, then it's like an immediate, yes, I'm going to buy this. You should never, ever, ever be sourcing solely based on brand or solely based on your cost of goods or solely based on the condition an item's in or something like that. Never, ever do that. Hello, Ren. Thank you for the $10 tip. We're going to send $20 to OCC together. And Breezy, thank you for the $5 tip. And Karen, thank you for the $5 tip. If you're just coming in, it's a charity show today. So every tip you make, I'll be matching at the end of the night and sending to Operation Christmas Child. So thank you so much if you're here and you're giving. Even if you're here just watching, I really appreciate it. Hopefully this answers some of your reselling questions. We just got another one, I think. Jen? Yes. Thank you, Jen. Thank you so much for the tip. I appreciate you guys. You guys are so awesome. I was really excited for the show. Okay, did we miss questions?
Reordering them.
I've already answered that one.
Okay. So,
My dad asked, what time of day do you find to be the best selling time? When I first started selling on Whatnot, I went live every Sunday night at, I think it was 8 o'clock. I would just be getting home at work at 8 o'clock. So I went live every Sunday night, 8 p.m. And I was terrified to go live during the daytime. I was convinced that daytime selling was gonna be a flop for me and impossible for me to succeed in. And then finally I did it. And my first show definitely wasn't the best, which was bad because I was like, oh, I can only sell at nighttime. I can only do nighttime. That's the only time I'll succeed. And then I went full-time reselling. And now you guys know I only sell during the day. I almost never do nighttime shows. So I don't think there's a right or wrong time of day to go live. I do think if you built a following that expects you to go live in the day and then you go live at night, it may not go as you expect it to, because all your people who are usually in your shows aren't expecting you to go live at night and vice versa. But I don't think there's a wrong time of day to do something. People just get used to a schedule, and if you break that schedule, usually your results will change.
yeah, every time Aaron clears it.
Oh, that's a good question. So Thrifting for You said, how many pieces do you recommend for a first-time show? Think of it like this. You're a new seller. Nobody knows who you are on the platform. People are coming in, coming out. What you want to be doing is showing as many items as you can in the shortest amount of time possible while still giving detail, of course. The more items you have, the more potential sales you can make. Because if I come in and I say, I'm looking for a size 4 pair of jeans, or I'm looking for size 4 pants. Do you have any? And you're like, yes, I do. Here, 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 here. And I buy 3 out of 4 of them. Perfect. But if you only have 1 pair and I'm looking to spend my money on a new wardrobe for myself, then lost potential sales. Same thing, let's say if Dan goes into that same show and he's looking for men's stuff and he's right, if you have it priced good enough, low viewers means he's probably going to get a good deal. I'm probably going to get a good deal. The more items you have, the more potential sales you can make. Of course, you want them to be quality items and all that stuff, but no wrong or right answer. I definitely would not have a first show with less, in my opinion, less than 30 items. I feel like you have to have stuff to go through while you're live, and don't do 30-second auctions, please. Please don't do 30-second auctions, 10-second auctions, 15-second auctions max, and rotate through the rack multiple times. Do I have any favorite sellers on Whatnot? Right now, not really. I haven't watched Whatnot and sourced from Whatnot in a long time. I do here and there, but I used to have sellers. I would go every show and source from them, but I'm not consistently watching Whatnot shows right now. There's a lot of people in the chat though, Restyle by Ren, she's a great seller. Red Dress Co., great seller. Who else? Erin, my sister, she's modding in the chat, great seller. Kate Bronson, great seller. She's a new one I found. Absolutely love her stuff. I always try to get into her shows if I can. Yeah, there's a lot of good people. You guys take a moment to promote your own shows if you're a seller here on Whatnot. Please use my chat to talk about yourself and what you sell on here. Somebody said, I am selling plants right now, but I want to switch to clothing. What is the best sell through, men's or women's? The best sell through rate or the best, it really depends on what you want to sell. There's no one's better than the other. It just depends on what you've built your clientele to be. I sell women's clothing here mainly on Whatnot. I am actually going to have a men's show soon. But my clientele I've built up, I would say prefer women's clothing. So my men's shows never do as good as my women's shows, but I still sell men's stuff on here.
Do you ever have any issues selling name brand items that end up not being authentic?
Do I ever have any issues selling name brand items that end up not being authentic?
Have you ever bought anything, sold it to someone, and ended up not being authentic?
No, because I don't sell designer stuff here and Whatnot. My stuff's a lot of bread and butter, mid-tier, like mid to high premium sometimes. But no, but I see a lot of people selling fakes on Whatnot, and it's illegal and against Whatnot's rules. So don't do that. Classy Vintage also asked, when you source, how do you decide which marketplace you'll be selling those items on? So if you want to know how I decide what goes on Whatnot versus what goes on my Buy It Now platforms, head over to my YouTube page. I have an entire video on that. But if you want to know how I decide what goes on Poshmark, eBay, or Mercari, or Depop, they all get cross-posted. I use Nifty. It's an automation tool. Every item I list on my Buy It Now gets placed across all the platforms. I'm having a big problem with inventory. I have all my clothes in bins and I have no idea how I can keep track of what sells. You need to have a SKU system. Figure something out that works for you. I use a number system at this point. I switched over for a letter and number system. I'm now just at a number system. It is an infinite number system and it's amazing. I also have a YouTube video on that if you want to see that in more detail. I hate to keep pushing you to the YouTube page, but I've been making so much content for you guys over there. If you don't have the money to buy items or buy stuff for an inventory system, then just organize your bins by, you can do it by gender, you can do it by season, you could do it by size. Just try to find some type of organization system so you can easily pull an item out that's sold, because time is money. And if you're wasting time digging through bins to try to find your item, that's not good. That's not good at all. So I have several items already packaged for Poshmark. I've seen people unwrapping on camera. Would I do that or unwrap prior to the show? So you're talking, Karen, I think you're saying you have stuff on Poshmark, listed on Poshmark for Poshmark selling, but you want to try to sell it on Whatnot?
Or Poshmark Live.
Or Poshmark Live? I'm not sure what you're asking, right? Is that what I'm reading that right?
Yeah,
you have to
wrapped and she wants to sell
if you want to sell it on Whatnot, don't unwrap it during the show. Be prepared, because your viewers' time is also very valuable, and if you're wasting time, if it's just an envelope you can rip open, that's one thing. But if it's like a box you have to cut open and pull the item out, and I would recommend doing it beforehand.
A lot of questions about SKUs.
Yeah, I can see that. What software do I use for SKUs, and is it automated into a spreadsheet or program so you can see all your inventory you have? I use no software for my SKUs. I put all my SKUs in Nifty, which isn't, I wouldn't consider that a software for SKUs.
Yeah, I've tried to get her into
a
barcode system.
I don't want a barcode system at all. I think that is such a waste of time. It's so easy for me to, when an item sells, all my items are in boxes, and I just file through and look for the SKU number and pull it, and they're in numerical order. So 1 all the way up to, I think I'm at item of 5,000 right now.
They're always sorted, so you know.
They're so organized. It's like a little filing system. It's very pleasing to the eye.
Also in the YouTube video.
Yeah, also in my YouTube video, the Mellowstate. I don't use a scanning program. Thank you, Sweet Deals, for your love.
Sorry,
I'm trying to read, and Dan's like, please.
I don't want these to go away.
I'll get to them.
Well, it keeps
I don't know where we were.
I'm getting there.
I don't remember how many followers I had when I started on Whatnot. When I started on Whatnot, made an account 0, but it depending on your time frame. Like a month in, I have no clue. I have no clue.
It cleared on me. Those things they're not there anymore.
How do you donate? If you press on the right side, Aaron, I don't know if you're still in here, if you can help share how to donate. There's a tip button somewhere on the right side of your computer.
Yeah, just
Marcy. Hi, Marcy.
Thank you for donating. There's sometimes.
Yeah, Marcy sent a donation. Thank you so much. And somebody else sent a donation. It's actually on my phone. Marcy, thank you for the $20. And Karen, thank you for the $1. Sorry for missing questions. It's timing out. My YouTube is the Mellowstate. It's up. If you read the show notes, all the information for this live is here. Yeah, okay, booster tip. Thank you.
I could also post your links if you...
No, it won't. It doesn't work. They're on their phone. They're not going to copy and paste it. Yeah. Thoughts on running shows on Thanksgiving Day or Black Friday where Whatnot is saying no selling fees? I mean, go for it if you want to. If you guys know me, if you've been following me for a while, you know I'm all about work-life balance. And if Dan has off, the last thing I want to be doing is working on that day. So I don't like doing shows on holidays, on weekends, as we're sitting here doing a show on a Saturday night. But
some of our best shows have been like, hey, I have off. Let's run a show.
Yeah, that is true. I have a fear of doing shows on those no seller fee days, because I feel like the whole platform is oversaturated with too many people, which is literally just a fear in my head because there's always thousands of people selling on here. The biggest reason I don't sell on those days is because I don't like working on off hours.
Do you think it's more competitive on those days?
I do think it's more competitive on those days. Yeah. I definitely think it's more competitive on those days. But again, I have some question. I'm often asked like, well, how do you stand out, or how do you compete when there's so many other things, or how do you succeed on selling on Buy It Now platform either when there's so many other resellers out there? And there is a consumption problem in this world, and people will never get enough. They will never get enough. People will always continue to buy. So if you put yourself out there, people will show up and they'll buy from you. That's my opinion. But I do think it's more competitive. But I have no data to back that up. That's just my opinion. If you know the user's first name, do you still call them by their username or do you use their first name? I never know what to do. Honestly, that's a good question. Sometimes I just go back and forth. Sometimes I'll refer to people by their first name. Other times I will use their username. And I really only use people's first names who I've made a connection with outside of shows. Because I post on social media and a lot of my followers come onto my Whatnot shows. So if they're in my Facebook comments commenting and like referring to themselves as their name rather than like their username, I'm happy to call them their first name. But some people don't like that, which totally fair. I can respect that. Thank you, Krista, for the tip. You sent $10. We're going to send $20 to Operation Christmas Child together. But I don't think there's a wrong way. You can always ask your audience and say, do you mind if I call you by your name? Or would you rather your username? Just have an open conversation. Do I think those days have more viewers or less? Really more bidders or less? I have no clue. I have no data or analytics or anything like that to tell you if those days they actually make more money or if there's more people on the platform or less people on the platform. I also know when it's like Thanksgiving or it's Christmas or a weekend. Weekends I shop on Whatnot, but holidays I'm not really attached to my phone trying to source. So that's just my view of it. I don't know. What do you guys? Do you guys shop on holidays and stuff like that on the platform? Thank you, Forge Fine, for the $1. We appreciate you. And Lux, hi Lux. Thank you so much for the $5. We're matching all donations made today up to $2,000. Okay, so if someone offers to mod, is there an etiquette in the future to asking them to mod again? Do you gift anything to people who offer to mod? So I don't really know. I mean, I don't think it's wrong. I don't think it's bad if you ask them to mod again. I also don't think shows need mods to be successful. I've had people reach out to me and ask me if they could work for me and mod. I don't do that. But I don't know if there's an etiquette because I don't use mods often. Usually my mod is Erin, and she's in the chat right now, and she's my sister, and I'll also mod her shows. But I don't seek out trying to find a mod to run my shows for me. So I don't really know the etiquette to modding. If somebody offers to mod for me, I'm happy to allow them to. I don't know. I don't think there's a right or wrong way to do it.
There's a Whatnot community. The community of Whatnot can be like a normal community. You get to know different sellers, and usually there's people who will pop into Kelsey's shows that she knows who might hop in and do moderation. I know Kelsey used to do that for other sellers as well, but
yeah, it's just you're being friendly. It doesn't mean
it's like a friendly.
I would say the etiquette is not to ever assume that they'll continue to do it for you and continue to show up to every show to mod for you.
Yeah.
People have lives, and I think we just all understand that. So, my dad asked, what is your best-selling brand? On my Buy It Now platforms, my best-selling brand is J. McLaughlin, and my second best-selling brand is Talbot's. ISO said, I've been selling for almost a year, kids clothing. I can barely get 10 people in my show because I do take requests. Do you think that's the issue? I do not think taking requests is an issue at all. Well, that's not true. I do not think taking requests is the reason you only have 10 people in your show. I think taking requests can push people away from staying in your show, though, because you are showing priority to people. Let's say if you have 10 people in a show and you're only showing one person in your show who's commenting attention and the opportunity to ask for whatever they're asking for, I don't like staying in shows like that. I want to see everything the seller has, and if the seller is only listening to one viewer rather than her entire crowd, I just don't like that. So,
your mic disconnected.
Oh. How do you know?
It's not red anymore.
I don't think that's the issue. Random pool is definitely, I don't think random pool is bad either. You really have to read the room you're in. If nobody is saying, it's so hard. Whatnot is so hard. If nobody's saying anything and you're getting requests, I also don't think it's a bad thing to do those requests. I don't know. It could just be the quality of your items. It could just be the energy in your shows. It could be the what's that called? The cover photo for your shows, the title of your shows, the time you're going live. There could be a lot of other things going into it. I think as far as taking requests, I don't like being in a room with 80 other people and one person's getting their stuff answered rather than everybody watching. Requests are great because you can get immediate sales from them, potential immediate sales from them. But if you have a smaller crowd in your room, you obviously want to make every sale you can make. So that's hard. Random pools are fine as well, but quite honestly, I think preloading the shop, if that's what you're doing, I think preloading the shop is the best option, and just going through your items. If you get a request here or there, you can run them, but it depends what kind of show you're running. Like if you're running a show, oh, Cooper's having a dream. If you're running a show, yeah, that's a tough question. I don't think that's the reason that you've only had 10 people in your room. I think there's a lot more that goes into it, but sorry, I don't think I answered that very well.
people are saying, wow, Jay McLaughlin and Talbots.
Yeah, Jay McLaughlin's my best-selling brand. To be fair, I have a lot of Jay McLaughlin, so it's pretty easy for it to be my best-selling brand. It's not like I only have 1 or 2 items. I have hundreds of Jay McLaughlin pieces and a lot of, well, I have a lot of Talbots, not that many, but enough.
Yeah, a lot of it's sold.
Mm-hmm. I think knowing your inventory is good so you can answer requests right away. Yes, that's true. That's very true. Okay, so you said, I have a friend that sells the same thing as me for a lot more money and everyone buys them. So this is a great topic. The topic is, why do some people get so much money for their items when I'm selling the same stuff and I can't even sell it for my starting price? I just talked about this in one of my YouTube videos, and it all comes down to the following you built. That is as easy as it is. That's it. When I first started on Whatnot, I really struggled because I would go sourcing, I would come home and I would be like, yes, I found the stuff I see selling in other people's shows for 20, 30, whatever amount of money. And I would be so excited. And then I would go live and it would sell for maybe a little bit more than my asking price. And that's because I did not build up a genuine following of people who wanted to buy my items from me. And it's really very, very, very tough. It is not fun. But if you push through that and keep going live, keep selling items, keep gaining a following, like be genuine, be yourself, have good quality items, the following will come, but it definitely takes time. Don't be jealous. Don't look at it with jealousy. That's not the right way to look at it. Look at it as you're happy for her and one day you'll get there as well. It stinks, but I promise. Are you consistent with your timing? Timing for my shows? Yes. I have rescheduled shows in the past. I know you guys know watching. I've rescheduled shows in the past plenty of times, but as far as like my weekly shows, my plus size show, my standard women's show, and right now a weekly show is my denim show, I do that every week at the same time. Thanks, Aaron, for the tip.
Yeah, I can't tip.
We'll probably stay live for another 20-ish minutes. So ask your questions. Again, this whole live will be posted to my YouTube page. If you like long form content or have any other questions about the behind the scenes of how I run my business, I have so much content on Facebook, on Poshmark, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and so much content over on YouTube. You can see my inventory room, you can see my inventory system, you can see a tour of my office, you can see thrift with me videos, how I decide what to buy when I'm out shopping.
Wait to enable your loyalty program.
Oh yeah. Do I offer any type? Do I offer any type of future discount coupon for first time buyers on Whatnot or on Buy It Now? On Buy It Now, not really, because I don't often know. I always offer 10% off my items right away. I do have a loyalty program on Whatnot, but I don't think we've enabled it for this month. Did Whatnot publish a calendar on how you maximize the holiday selling? I have no clue. Not that I have seen. I have never seen a Whatnot calendar trying to tell you how to maximize selling. What's your favorite part about being a part-time seller? That's not what that says. Aaron says, what's your favorite part about being a full-time reseller and what's your least favorite part? My favorite part about being a full-time reseller is I don't know the word I'm trying to look for. The possibilities, that's one, and the freedom of my time is the other. Because if I wanted to make $10,000 in a week, I could. And if I wanted to take off for a week, I could. It's literally a beautiful job working for yourself. Is it hard? Absolutely. It's super hard, but it's amazing.
Yeah, like Find and Flourish, the hidden gems. You like those too.
And my least favorite part, that's hard because sometimes I'm like, man, I really wish I like had coworkers, or I wish I like could wake up and get dressed for the day, which I can do anyway, like get in a cute outfit and like go somewhere other than a thrift store. But then I listen to people in my life talk about like work, and I'm like, I don't want to actually do that at all. Like, I don't miss working at the hospital I used to work at. I miss the people I used to work at, but
She's stuck with me.
Yeah, Dan and I both work from home, so we're our coworkers.
Yeah.
Least favorite part is, I think, getting into ruts where you feel not motivated. That is tough. It is really, really tough when I get into these little bouts of, I don't want to say laziness, because I still do what I have to do, but...
Aaron wants to be included.
Oh yeah, I guess you are included, aren't you? In my coworker, my sister. Yeah, the days where I feel unmotivated, and sometimes they last a long time, those are really tough for me. I do not, and I know when I know what I'm doing, and I know that I'm unmotivated and that I'm losing money, losing sales. I could be doing more with my day, but that's probably the hardest part. How long did it take me to get used to Whatnot shipping? It's so confusing. So for the longest time, for probably 2 years in this, 2 years selling on Whatnot, I just weighed every item, and I did it that way because you can't go wrong with weighing every item. This past year, I focused on getting my buyers the best deal on shipping without me having to weigh every item, because it takes time. So 3 years it took me to get the hang of shipping profiles. I didn't even know shipping profiles were a thing until probably the beginning of this year, I would have to say. So learn from my mistake and start looking into shipping profiles if you haven't already. What is your most helpful piece of equipment that people wouldn't think of? That people wouldn't think of? That's hard. That people wouldn't think of?
Your hanger.
My hanger?
Yeah, a lot of people have those.
What?
The freestanding hanger.
No, that's not. I don't even use that anymore.
True. Not as much.
Honestly, I mean, that's so hard because I feel like everybody
printer?
thinks of everybody. No, everybody has a thermal label printer.
For
I would say, speaking to it, I would say that people don't think to is, oh yeah. Yeah, the most helpful tool that people don't think of is automating the Whatnot shipping process with Dan's tool that he made that we're going to be releasing next week. That is definitely, because it's not even, he invented it. So that's so true. The second thing that is actually in reach for you guys right now is talking to an accountant. That is like such a game changer. Having an accountant that you can go to with questions, they'll help. You'll have to pay them, but they will save you so much more money than you're paying them. So it's so worth it. How far am I willing to travel to thrift? I usually travel 45 minutes to an hour max. Yeah, my dad's a coworker too. Is that what he said? Yeah, burnout is not a fun thing to deal with as a full-time reseller. It's super hard. Do I use my business account from Whatnot to purchase things on Whatnot, or do you have a separate account that you purchase from? I have one Whatnot account, and it's the one I'm streaming on right now.
Oh,
Yeah, Red Ladder said, probably the tool your husband made. You're so right. The thing is, well, you don't care. They know what you do.
yeah.
His job, I am not a tech savvy person. I'm not a computer person, and that's all Dan does all day long. So when he was like, oh, well, I can just make that for you. I was like my brain can't even comprehend how you could tell Whatnot to print a label with the username on it and a number based on the item they bought. Like I still can't comprehend it, and I use it every day on my stream. So it's really impressive and so helpful. I'm so excited to release that tool for you guys. It's called Not Bot. Can you type that in the chat and type the information for the live in the chat? Not Bot, we're gonna have a stream on the 18th. It's gonna be Tuesday night. And we're gonna be selling stuff while also answering questions about, it's just the Not Bot stream. Oh my gosh, I almost just knocked over my water.
Tuesday night.
Thank you, River. Oh, I appreciate that.
What time is it?
What are the bare essentials for a live show as far as equipment? Your phone. That's it. Your phone and a good light, I would say. Natural lighting works as well. It's at 2:30 p.m. That's during your workday. That's not going to be the time. Well, we're going to have to switch the time for the Notbot show. I don't know why it's set for 2:30. Your phone and good lighting is all you need for a Whatnot show. Plus, obviously, items. Really good quality items.
We'll just say, please look at the calendar.
Time TBD. The Notbot should be, I think we'll probably record that for later on my YouTube as well. Thanks, Dad, for the tip. Appreciate you guys. Guys, we're going to be ending off soon, so if you want to give a tip, tipping Dan. What about the children, Dad? No, I'm just kidding. If you want to send a tip, I will be matching all tips at the end of the stream, and I'll post like the invoice or whatever on my Facebook page, and announce the final donation amount on Facebook as well. Is there a stand I use for my phone? Yeah, there's a tripod. It's linked on my Amazon account, which is mellowstate.com. You can find it there. But when I first started Whatnot, I leaned my phone against my TV in my bedroom. I did not have a tripod. I had one box light and I had a clothes stand. Oh, thanks, Karen. Son-in-law of the year.
No.
Oh, thanks, Hella. Oh, thank you. Without revealing your sources, where can I source brand new items? I do love pre-love, but would like to get into new items. Thrift stores. Go to thrift stores. Erin did a New with Tag Whatnot show. She hosted it for me last night, and every single item she sold on that show was bought at a thrift store.
That's the only guarantee, or what do you call that? Is thrift stores. Our most consistent source are thrift stores. Yeah,
that's where I get most of my inventory. Karen, who said that? What was I just reading? We had a hard time figuring out who bought what. How do you do it in random things? I'm guessing you're talking about random pools, Radiant. That's where Dan's tool comes in, and I use the box shipping method. I have YouTube videos about this as well. Go watch them. It's in a lot of detail. I just posted one on the behind the scenes of shipping on Whatnot, so you can check that out. You need to, as the seller, have some type of organization system to figure out, to know at the end of the show who bought what, whether it's the number system, whether you preload everything and you just go buy an invoice, whether you do the box method. It's your responsibility to have that organization for your show. I saw another thing I wanted to answer. Oh, what prompted me to buy the big amount of golf items? Profit. I saw the items and I knew I could make a profit on them, so I bought them. They were literally, I think this was the closest buyout we have ever had. It was so close to me. So back behind the scene, or background of this story is somebody posted on Facebook Marketplace. They were looking to basically liquidate a golf store. I messaged them. They wanted this much money. I wanted to give them this much money. We kind of found an in-between, and the next day, actually the same day, the conversation went on over 2 days, and within 2 days, the stuff was back at our house, and I was selling it the next week. So I saw there was money to be made, and I took the leap. Does Whatnot auto-combine shipping at £1, and does Whatnot know or tell us which items would be combined? That's really hard. Whatnot has what they call smart bundling, and they will do whatever they want to save shipping. So I don't know. At £1 and up, they'll start combining items. No, actually, £1, they'll just start combining items however they see fit, unless you have a shipping profile set up. Sometimes I've had shows, and this was before I knew what shipping profiles was. I would have shows and people would buy, let's say 20 items from me. Some buyers would get all those items in one box because that's how Whatnot combined them. And other buyers would get 20 items from me and they were split into 5 different packages because they lived farther or whatever reason, Whatnot would split them up. So it's dependent on what shipping profiles you set up. If you set up any rules, if you don't set up any rules, they will bundle items however they want.
Can you rely on the video replay for
No.
identifying
Can you
what
rely
sold?
on the video replay for identifying what you sold to who? Yes, but also no.
You just have to be careful.
If you really want to rely on the video replay to identify who bought what, you literally have to hold it up and say, thank you so much, Karen, for buying this. This is going to you. And that's the only way I would 100% believe it. I've had to use video receipts before and I basically had to watch the whole thing through to figure out. It's super frustrating. So if you only want to use video receipts for shipping at the end of show, make it easy on yourself and hold up the item, take a second, hold up the item, say exactly who bought it or whatever number you have, and then set it aside.
It's also good for later if someone questions it.
Yeah. Do I have a YouTube video on my shipping profiles for Whatnot? Yes. Yes, I have a YouTube video on it. Do I only ship out priority or do I ship Ground Advantage over 5 pounds? For the types of shows I'm doing right now, I only ship priority. The only thing that goes Ground Advantage is anything less than a pound. Everything else goes out priority, flat rate for me. There are like little caveats to that, but I'm not even going to get into that right now. Yes, priority. Thank you, Radiant, for the $10 tip. I appreciate that. What? Did I keep those open boxes that used to be in my family room? Yes. Yes, I have. I don't use them in my inventory room. They're actually being stored in our basement. But I still have the U-line boxes.
I haven't figured out how to use them yet.
No, yeah, they're just in storage. I do think I would like to store purses in them out there. I was thinking that, I literally think I woke up from a dream thinking about those boxes. I should put those out in my inventory room and put purses in them and open up more shelving. Anyway, that's just, I'm always trying to think of ways to maximize our space.
Kelsey likes to keep the first floor, which is generally where
this is where we're sitting.
Items. Clean, so she'll pack everything up and make it look nice after the show. And those U-line boxes are hard to do that with. They have to stay there. Yeah,
a lot of people think this is the basement that we're sitting in. This is our family room. Our front door is literally right across from us. So every time I have a Whatnot show, I have to set it up and I have to break it down so I'm not living in my job. I don't like that. I like to keep it separate. Thank you, Punky, for the $10 tip. Does that video explain the best way to determine shipping or set yourself for success with shipping? You have to go, I have so many different Whatnot shipping videos on YouTube. Just go check them all out. You'll learn a lot from them. You have to make shipping, you have to make a shipping profile based on what you're selling. You cannot just copy what I say because I say it works for me. If you're selling something completely different, it could go terribly, terribly wrong. So do research, set something up that works for you. And if you're new to selling, the best tip I can give you is ship by weight. Weigh every single one of your items. I know it's a pain in the butt, but if you want to guarantee that you're not going to lose money on shipping, that's the only way to do it. It doesn't matter if you have your Ground Advantage above 5 pounds or priority above 5 pounds. As long as you're weighing every single item, you'll be good to go. Just make sure if it does go out priority, you put it in priority. And if it does go out Ground Advantage, you're not using priority for that. Yeah, I see that. What are my thoughts on preloading for a Whatnot show? I highly recommend it if you're a new seller. I honestly have never done, now that I've gained a following on here and I have a clientele, I have not played around with preloading a show in such a long time. I have no clue how it would impact my sales. as an established seller, but I always recommend, when I first started, I preloaded every single one of my items so people were able to make pre-bids if they weren't able to make it to my show. And I think it really helped a lot because I was pushing these items that were really, in my opinion, special. I was pushing them on social media. So people would leave that social media video, go into my Whatnot page, place a few pre-bids, and then sometimes they won it at the end of the night. So I highly recommend, if you're a new seller, to preload your Whatnot shows. And once you've established a following and you have people who trust you to bring good items to every single show, because again, buyers' time is super valuable. You don't want to waste their time. At that point, you can do like random pulls. Thank you. Yeah, Punky sent the $10 tip. Thank you, Punky. Do I have a video about how to do random pulls? I don't know if I have a video showing how to set up random pulls, but I have a lot of short form content speaking about how to do random pulls. What am I doing?
Just saying bye.
Oh, thank you, Karen. Thanks so much for all the tips and for asking such good questions tonight. I've been shipping by weight. If someone buys more than 1 pound, I believe Whatnot combines shipping. Does Whatnot tell me so? And who bought item 1 and 2? That comment's a little hard to read. Whatnot will send you an invoice. Whatnot has a shipping hub, which I know you've been in if you've done more than a few shows, and you'll see who bought what in that show, or in the shipping hub, I'm sorry. Oh, thanks, JM. That's so funny. Your mom loves watching me on Facebook. Thank you. What platform do I make the most profitable sales on? I make the most money on Whatnot. My average sale price, however, is highest on eBay. My average sale price per item is highest on eBay. Thank you, Offbeat, for the $20. Yay! That means Once Upon a Child, Operation Christmas Child. I keep calling it Once Upon a Child. They are going to get $40 from both of us. Thank you. Oh, I appreciate that. All right, you guys, we're going to give 4 more minutes for last minute questions. 4 more minutes, and then we're going to hop off. And last minute donations if you feel you would like to donate to Operation Christmas Child. If you list items as buy it now and the show ends, those items go away. How do we keep items as buy it now once the show ends? If you've made a listing in buy it now, they will be in your inactive and you can import them into each show you do. Thank you, Aaron, for the tip. That was a good question. I did not know. So when I first started and I was preloading items into my show when I was new, I did not always sell out of a show, which means I did the work of preloading those items. And then I thought I had to preload them again, like list them again in other shows. That's not true. They will be in like your inactive or drafts or whatever, and you can import them or clone them. I forget what terminology Whatnot uses. You can move them into another upcoming show so you don't have to do the work again, which is fabulous if you didn't know that. Also, Whatnot has a CSV file where you can import listings in bulk rather than doing individual listings. It is a Google sheet that is line by line. You can enter your item line by line. You can fill out all the stuff, the price you want to do, if it's buy it now, if it's auction, and then you just upload that file to Whatnot's, to the show you want to upload it to, and it does it in bulk. And that's how I used to preload when I was a new seller, and it saves so much time. What weight do you put plus size jeans under? I've used 1 pound and then find myself needing to make adjustments on a shipping label. I do not weigh, I use flat rate shipping, so I don't have to weigh anything. I put my jeans, all jeans, no matter the size, no matter the weight, I put at 1 pound because at the end of the show, I'm gonna use flat rate shipping, and flat rate boxes can hold up to 70 pounds for the cost Whatnot charges the buyer. Thank you, Stephanie, for the tip. Yay! 2 more minutes, 2 more minutes left. Oh, thank you, Radiant. But if you are doing items by weight, just weigh your items before you run them. Have a random pool of different weight categories and weigh based on the weight that you weigh. Cooper. Cooper, come.
Come here, bub.
He's like, no, I'm not going to listen to you.
He's going on the couch.
I mean, if that's it, then
He's
that's
tired.
it. We can, what?
He's a tired boy.
Oh, I thought you said it's time.
No.
Yay! Okay, so this is going to be uploaded to my YouTube channel. It's the Mellowstate. Just look for my profile picture. Just type in Mellowstate to YouTube and it will come up. And all the other questions I got, like how do I decide what goes on Whatnot versus Poshmark and eBay, that video is up on my YouTube. My inventory room, my tour of my inventory and my SKU system, that is up on my YouTube. I do thrift with me's. I do different question and answers about Whatnot and Nifty. I have so many fun videos coming out soon.
So the last question, how long you've been doing this?
How long have I been doing this? So part-time, I think I made my first sale in 2013. And then I did it, that was when I was in middle school. And then I like sold here and there. And then in high school, I would always try to thrift after like school. And I would sell thrifted items. And then in college, I did the same thing. And in college, I was like ecstatic about a $2, $3 profit. Like I was not making crazy money, but I was happy about it. And then I graduated college and I had over $80,000 worth of student loans. And I knew I was making, at this point, I was making good money reselling. So I really focused on that while finishing out my college degree, trying to find a job with my college degree. I got a job working at a hospital, all while still taking reselling very seriously part-time. And then I paid off all my student loans with it. I bought myself like a car with it. I got an abdominoplasty with it. I was just starting to look into moving out of my parents' house with reselling money. And then somebody came up to me and they're like, why are you working this hospital job when you can make so much more money reselling? Because at this point, it was just going downhill. And I was like, that's a really good question. So then I quit my hospital job in March of 2023. Mm-hmm. So I've been reselling full time since March of 2023, which is crazy. So just over 2 years.
Yeah.
Just over 2 years. But I've been doing it part-time, on and off. I would say in 2021 is when I started taking it seriously part-time, but I was on Poshmark for a very, very, very long time. Like I've been on Poshmark for over 10 years, but I was a middle schooler. Like if you go back to my Mellowstate Poshmark account and look at my oldest listings, you will get a little bit of a giggle because the things I was selling, you can tell I was a middle schooler with no money selling things from her childhood bedroom. So
Miriam, I'm not really taking on any clients right now. I have so many products I'm working on.
I know.
So I'm not going to be able to do that for you. So I'm sorry.
But thanks for trusting him enough to do
thank
something
you,
like that. LY, if you press the boost button on the right side of the phone, you can tip that way. And if you want to watch the show back, it's going to be on my YouTube page. And I'm going to give it one more minute for last minute tips, and then we're going to hop off. Yeah, I hope this helped you guys. Hopefully you learned something new. Hopefully I didn't want to spend too much time on every question. I could talk literally for days and days and days about reselling and giving tips and tricks and everything I've learned. Again, I want to put a disclaimer out. This is stuff that's worked for me. This doesn't mean you have to do it the way I've done it. It's just how I found my success. You need to find your own success in your reselling business. But yeah, hopefully it was helpful. Thank you so much for all your tips. I don't know what you're going to do after this, but I'm going to go make the donation to Operation Christmas Child.
Yep. I have Mellowstate.com stuff to do.
Yeah, Mellowstate.com stuff and not bot stuff and all that stuff. So anyway, and I am going to put the donation link for Operation Christmas Child in the description of this YouTube video that I'm going to upload the live. So you can donate directly to them if you want. Operation Christmas Child collects boxes. I'm sure you've seen them before. They collect boxes every year for Christmas to send toys, hygiene products, like just really so many different things. Toys, like just it's Christmas gifts for children basically, who don't typically get to celebrate a Christmas and stuff like that. So very special. We've done it since like kids and stuff. So yeah, at church, exactly. Anyway, okay guys, I don't know how to end this without getting all real close to you guys. So we'll do it from here. But thank you so much for being out here. We appreciate you. Let's rate somebody really quick, end the night with even more positivity. And oh my gosh, we're gonna go to Red Dress Co. She's one of the sellers I recommended that you follow and hang out with. She's having a great show. Let's go rate her. Smooches. Thanks guys.